Alright, today we're going to learn about the brush tool. Now you might think to yourself, it's a paintbrush, what more can it do? But it's actually really awesome in Photoshop. So the brush tool is underneath the spot healer, underneath the band-aid. There are different types of brushes. There's a pencil. There are other icons that look like brushes. They do different things. We want to go to the main brush underneath the spot healer, just the brush tool. Up top with my options, I have here to change my size, change the hardness, and then some of these are different shapes for the brush. Also, I could change if it's transparent or not by lowering or bringing up the opacity. So I have a brush here, and it's simple. You click, you drag your mouse, and you could draw like you did in Microsoft Paint when you were a kid. But in Photoshop, the brush is way, way more. In my options for the brush, I could look down here, and it has different types of brushes here. There's one that looks like grass. So I'm going to bring the size up so we can see it. And it is almost like a stamp, but I can actually draw with it too. And it's just putting a lot of grass in, which is pretty neat. There are other ones like a sponge here. I could bring up the size of the sponge. If I click once, it doesn't do much. When I start to draw with it, it almost looks like I have, sponge and I'm painting with it. So that one's pretty cool too. What Photoshop has to offer is when I click on here to change my size for my brush, there's a little gear in the top right corner. That gear brings up more options. It also brings up other categories of brushes. And this one's pretty cool. There's all different assorted ones, basic ones, square ones. Special effects is pretty neat. So I'm going to go to special effects. It's going to ask me if I want to replace these current ones with the ones I chose. Okay, might as well. So there's this one like butterflies. Maybe you want to do this for the background of your name project. Maybe you have an idea to do this some other time in a different project. So I'm going to up my size and click. And it didn't put the butterfly where I originally clicked, but that's the whole part of the special effect. I could go through and click, and I have all these different butterflies. So that's kind of cool. It's fun. Different colors, so I just kind of click and it does all the work for me. There is one that looks like a big rubber duck. I could click and it's kind of faded. And it's putting the ducks all around in different ways. So you can have a lot of fun with this tool. Also, online, we'll explore a website later that allows us to download different brushes for free. We can really up our projects and make them more meaningful to us, that we have such personalization options, that we could really make it our own without being limited of just what comes with a program. There are great people out there who make brushes and patterns and all kinds of different add-ons for Photoshop that we're allowed to download for free and use. So that's pretty cool. So that is a quick and simple tutorial of the paintbrush.